Hi there, update again at the end of my second week of being in the event in Luderitz. The end of the third week of the event, but my second week. We've been sailing on the canal, yay! Saturday looked like it was going to be the day, so like Thursday or Friday already we saw it was coming. So the atmosphere changes a little bit. You don't all seem to go out to dinner together and stuff. Everyone's at home preparing their equipment and, you know, sanding fins, checking this, checking that. Saturday there was the skipper's meeting was like 9 AM at the beach, which means rigged and ready to go because the course can open moments afterwards. So got to the beach on Saturday at, I think it was about 8:15, 8:30. Wind wasn't quite up yet, but you know, there's this general feeling of excitement and tension. You know, there's a lot of as I said before, a lot of people, you put a lot of things to get here, get it all prepared, get the gear right, keep your body right. Like my eyes are bloodshot, full of sand, everything just from being in the general mess. So eventually the wind did pick up eventually, and then you've got this self-preservation mode kind of kicks in. Do you want to jump in early as soon as it starts getting windy, which a few people did, or do you wait in hope that it's going to pick up later in the day for that magic hour or two, whatever it is, when it's going to get really, really strong, you know? And it really depends on what your speed is. You know, for some people, happily going out and banging out the runs, and then for the faster people, I've said this before, you know, the faster you are, the incrementally more disappointed you become when the conditions aren't good enough to actually beat your top speed, or because you know what it's going to be, you know the conditions, you know yourself, you're sailing, but there's also a balance between how many people are ahead of you. Will it suddenly all get busy at one time? You know, can you get into the swing of things? You know, when it's windy, even if there's quite a few people at the course, it kind of gets into a rhythm and everybody's starting fine, everybody's flying and the trailers flying up and down, it's all good. But it's on the gustier days when, you know, the frustration piles up, but I don't mind. I think it kind of balances out. You know, if you want to have an event with 10 people in it, you all got to pay 10,000 quid a week entry fee, and that's not going to happen either, you know. So it is what it is. You get on with it and go sailing. But for me, the whole thing of how soon do you go in, because, you know, it's going to be a long day sailing. Start sailing at 9 or 10 and you finish at 7 that evening, you know, when the really good strong wind comes, could be the end of it. Anyway, as it turned out, didn't quite get the wind we wanted. 30 something knots, gusting 39 knots, which is a lot of wind. You know, 40 knots is a lot of wind, but on this course it's still not fast to get into the 50 knot range. And eventually Bjorn was the first one, I think, to crack a 50 knot 500 peak, or sorry, average over the whole course. And then, not surprisingly, Vincent and Hans Kriesel. In fact, Hans got the fastest in the end, 50.7. Vincent was just a little bit over 50.01 or something, like just, which is exactly what I want. You know, I'm coming here to try and do 50 over 500 because, yeah, I'm like a lot of people, I'm so close, but not close enough, and it's down to conditions. You know, I need to see the biggest guys like Bjorn and Vincent and Hans doing 52 plus, scratching at the world record, for me to have a chance of going over 50, because I'm, you know, 2 knots slower at 20 something kilos, 20-30 kilos lighter. But that's all fine. That's like, it's everybody's here for their own personal best. Just so happens that some of the people here are here for the world record, and it's fun to be sailing all at the same time, and although it's not a competition as such, it's you know, you can immediately see improvements or no improvements. Anyway, so we sailed all day Saturday, left on Saturday in the end at, when the sun was setting, at about 7:30 or something, and I was a bit gutted because I thought that was going to be my last day, because the forecast for this Sunday didn't look so good, which could have meant actually my last time ever sailing Luderitz. because I don't, you never know if you're going to be able to come back or not the following year. Will the event be on? Can you get the money together, the sponsorship, the time off, the support, all those things, couldn't do without all of that. So Sunday came, then everyone a bit down because we weren't really getting the magical speeds. But then funnily enough, a bit later on Sunday, the usual crew went to Diaz just to sail a bit of frustration off in one way, but also to go out in some seriously strong wind and a bit more tuning and training. But I waited a while, and then on Sunday I actually got a few runs down the canal again, sailing late, sailing till 7:30. In fact, Rafi had to bring the trailers back to town because you can't drive them around the national park with no lights on. It's illegal. So in the end we had to do a few runs and de-rig the gear at the end of the course and drive down to the van and pick it all up. But it was good fun. In fact, it was really good fun after the kind of the emotion and the stress of Saturday. And then now it's Monday, and it always was an option for me to do the final week, and I'm sitting here looking at a forecast for Friday, Saturday, Sunday for this week. Only one problem is I have to be in Cape Town on Sunday to fly home. So I'm going to stick it out for a day or two here because there's no wind here as such, and there's no wind in Cape Town, and then see if it's worth staying here for a potentially windy day, or will I bail and go to Cape Town and go wave sailing, which is a given. There's a lovely forecast for there. It's first world problems, but that's what's going to be. I've got to make the most of my time while I'm away, before heading back and get the best sailing I can find.